service to the church today. Let us begin our service this morning with prayer. Let us bow our heads. God, divine Spirit, magnificent Spirit, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this church, the fellowship and love. Together we affirm all that God is. We are all that is good. And all that is God as life is active in us right now. The activity of Spirit is alive in us this very minute. As we move through our service today, may we receive the blessings of strength, restoration, healing, inspiration, and love. Renewal is part of the rhythm of daily life. Eating and drinking to nourish and replenish our body. Resting to quiet our mind. And sleeping after a day of activity are all ways to renew myself. But sometimes those efforts aren't quite enough to sustain me. At times when I feel drained, depth, I may need spiritual. Together, God, the one presence and one power, is in me always. But it is up to me to keep my awareness of God strong. When I awaken, I say a prayer of blessing for what the day will bring. Throughout the day, I feel God's presence all around me. When I prepare for sleep,
inviting you to prepare your sanctuary. The outer part of your sanctuary, which is our body, and the inner sanctuary of our hearts. So, close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so. Empty your hands, empty your laps. And just do your best to start the relaxation process. Feet flat on the floor to help ground us. Sitting up nice and tall, reaching up to the sky, grounding down through here. Knowing that we're reaching and grounding into the power and presence of God that moves and has His presence in all of us. And if we have a few more people who are coming in, please invite them in during this important time. For this is a time that we prepare. We prepare ourselves to what is ours to be gifted to us. In words, in song. How we are going to be inspired. We open ourselves up. And in grounding us in the present moment, we focus our attention on our breath, just noticing. As we breathe in, just noticing. And then we notice ourselves breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And the breath is a sign of life. And life is the sign of power and presence of God within us. And that creative energy of life that we are so grateful for. Breathing in and breathing out. Our shoulders relax. Our faces relax. And so now I invite you to bring your attention from your breath to your heart space. Place your hand there. So we're going to breathe in through that space. And then breathe out again. Stretching our heart muscle. Opening. So that we can truly give from our open hearts and receive as well. Breathing in through the heart space and breathing out. In and out. And we can feel that divine flow energy caressing us from the inside out. Surrounding us, enfolding us like a home, filling us. And there is no limit. And it doesn't stop flowing. And we can give it without conditions. We can share it with anyone and anything, any experience. And when we're together in community, that loving energy gets combined and magnified, providing whatever extra boost of divine energy we may need for ourselves or someone else may need to promote their healing, their wholeness, their well-being, their protection and security, their prosperity, their beauty, and supportive relationships, and allowing the give and take that is necessary for healthy relationships. So we allow ourselves just to sit in that loving energy that we have created. Just for a moment. Erasing the frown. And we are so very grateful for all things in our lives, for one another, for the sacred space. And so bring your attention to your heart center again, breathing in and out. And then bring your attention to your breath as we work our way back into this sacred space. And when you're ready, open your eyes and allow yourself to smile. It can be a smile for yourself, it will be a smile for the person next to you, to the right, to the left. Bless them. It could be behind you or in front of you. It is so. Beautiful morning it is. Not too hot. Not too hot. Not like it was last week. Appreciate the storms that came through. That eased the temperature. Not just here in Memphis, but throughout the U.S. Jokes always relate to my talk, or the left, in some fashion. Well, this particular series of question and answers relates to something, and you'll know more about it if you visit the activity wing after the service. Earl's going to help me out with these. Earl, did you hear about the usher that gave people a warm, fuzzy feeling all over?
She was a real peach. What did the grandmother do when her grandson told her he wanted a parrot after she gave him a peach?
She gave him another peach. What did the departing teacher say to her spiritual community?
We will always have a peach of our heart. Did you hear Reverend Josette's jokes about the peach?
They were pitiful. Last Sunday, we explored blessing as a spiritual practice to be engaged in every day throughout the day. And Pierre Trevon in his book, The Gentle Art of Blessing, defines a blessing in this way: wishing from the bottom of our heart, in total sincerity, the very best for those people we bless, for their complete fulfillment and deepest happiness. Blessing every person, thing, and situation, that's including plants, animals, and the earth too, can renew our perspective that life all around us is filled with goodness and worthy of divine favor and protection. Also, it can unleash tangible benefits of goodness throughout our lives. Now, last Sunday, I talked a bit about the benefits to the person who is doing the blessing. And it didn't say too much about the person who's receiving the blessing. So I named the person receiving the blessing as the blessee, and the person offering the blessing as the blessor. Benefits of the blessing, and this is just a few. When the blessee receives a blessing that is bestowed on them, they are receiving divine loving energy to assist them in remembering their divine nature and worth, activating their divine power and presence within into expression, drawing the right and perfect goodness for them. That's what we're doing. Some of what we're doing when we offer a blessing to the person. And I went over last week a little bit about what the blesser receives, and that's the person who gives of themselves, of their divine energy. Centeredness and connectedness. We live more fully in the present moment. We're not thinking about the past or the future when we're offering a blessing. Now this is one I didn't mention last week. Freedom from negativity. Freedom from negativity when we bless someone. So keep this in mind about how our minds work. We can only hold one thing in our mind at a time. So we can either have negative thoughts and be experiencing negative feelings, or we can have positive thoughts and experience positive feelings. And both are congruent, thoughts and feelings. So if you're in negative space, there's no room for the positive. So when we bless, we vanquish the negative feelings for the positive feeling of love and joy as we bless. And I mentioned last week about return to greater goodness. We said an energetic cause into motion that will produce an energetic magnetic effect, drawing goodness to us in return. And so I want to take us a little more deeper into the practice by talking about the limits of blessings. Is there limits on our blessings? Is there a limit on the goodness that flows forth to the blessee and the blessor? Well, I heard no. Well, yes and no. Okay, bear with me. Remember, when we are giving a blessing, we are a channel of divine love. Divine love is unlimited, correct? Divine love is unlimited. God's love is unlimited. However, we can limit the flow when we are in negativity. It's still there, but we limit it flowing forth. And when I mean negativity, when we are in fear, whether you're the blessee or the blesser, when we are in judgment, shame, blame, guilt, we limit the flow of divine love. Now, I have been practicing this art of blessing for the last 2 weeks. And what I found were a couple of things. And first of all, I want to share one of my experiences, an experience of goodness that came in my life. So I have been using my gesture. Someone told me in Hindu it's called a mudra. And when I bless someone, I use the B in sign language, and I tap my heart. And then I think positive thoughts. And so I went to the movies after starting this practice. I went to see Harrison Ford's new movie. And I went to the concession stand and got my treats and paid for them with a credit card. And I went and found the theater and my seat. Watched the movie, came out, and decided that I would use the restroom before I went home. So there's a small restroom right next to my theater, and I zip in there. But there's a line. So I stand in line for a moment, and then I recall that there's a larger restroom on the other side of the building. So I take off to the other side of the building, but I need to go past the concession lobby, the lobby where the concessions are. And as I'm passing the lobby, the young man that waited on me said, ma'am, He said, and I walked over to him, he said, "Do you have your credit card?" Now, what I didn't mention is my practice of blessing. So when I walked into the theater, I blessed the building. I blessed everybody that worked there. I blessed the food that people would eat. I blessed the people that were attending me. And so when he said, "Ma'am, do you have your credit card?" I pulled out my phone, because I have a little place on my phone for my credit card in the back, and it wasn't there. And I said, "Oh, I don't have it." He says, "Well, I just put it back in the office because I thought you had left." And so he went and got it and brought it to me, and I thanked him. And I blessed him again. And then I thought about that situation, because you know what? A couple of the synchronicity, this is the power and presence of God working in my life, is that the small restroom was full. So I had to go to the larger one across the lobby. He remembered me out of all the people that were there. He was honest enough, working in integrity, to put the card up. Because you know what? I probably would not have recognized that the card was missing until well into the next day. So I felt that my life was filled with goodness. And that's an example. And I have several more, but I won't share those with you today. There's two other things I discovered, not only the experience, the goodness that comes forth, but some difficulties with blessings. And that is the wording and the negative thoughts and feelings that get in the way. If you found it difficult wording your blessings, because I invited people to practice this art of blessing all last week, I gave you some sample wording in the insert in your bulletin. Use the blessings samples as they are, or modify them for your personality and in following your divine guidance. It's important in the way that we word our blessing, because it is not us, the human self, that's doing the work. We are just the vehicle for divine love. And then the second thing is about the negative thoughts and feelings that get in the way, especially when you're dealing with someone that is causing you difficulty. Not doing something the way, or doing something the way that you want them to do it. Or they may have caused you some type of harm. Linda loved her job as an administrative assistant in a large unity ministry. She enjoyed working with the senior minister and her co-workers and volunteers, except for the secretary of the board. Her name was Eliza. And this is not a real situation, okay? Just keep that in mind. No, seriously. Okay, so Eliza was always criticizing her work and complaining to the minister that Linda was not completing her duties and responsibilities the way Eliza thought it was best to do them. Now, we've all had somebody like that in our lives. Eliza, the board secretary, would come into the office almost every day. And Linda's interactions with her was growing more challenging and more challenging, to the point that it was becoming unbearable to be around her. Linda decided to go to the minister for some advice. He suggested that she try applying Jesus' teachings found in Luke chapter 6, verse 7 through 26, using the New Revised Standard Version of the Bible. And this is Jesus talking to his disciples, but I say to you that listen, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who abuse you. We skip over the part about our politicians in Florida.
That's it.
Linda decided to try blessing Eliza. Yet she quite couldn't make herself do it. She felt it was beyond her abilities. Linda was experiencing a mental block due to the negative energy, the negative thoughts and feelings she was experiencing. But she knew she needed to find a way to overcome it. So Linda decided she would first bless Eliza in the determination she was showing in teaching Linda a lesson she needed to learn about Eliza, about herself, about the relationship or life. Okay, all right. So those learning and growing about people, ourselves, life, relationships is a good thing. So she was blessing that Eliza was bringing her a good thing, a teaching thing. And guess what? It worked. It released. Again, remember, we can't have positive thoughts in our mind and negative thoughts there at the same time. So when she found something good, it replaced the negative thoughts. It replaced the joy, the love, replaced the anger, the judgment, and the criticism she herself had for Eliza. And it enabled Linda to bless Eliza even further. Then she could bless Eliza with whatever she wanted to. Peace, goodwill, prosperity, healthy relationships, loving relationships. Now, my point of the story is to bless a person and experience that has harmed us in some way. They may have created a problem for us, or the relationship could be challenging because of our negative thoughts and feelings that get in the way. If we can set aside those negative thoughts and feelings, we will find it easy to follow Jesus' teachings to bless our enemies. But really on our enemies. I bless each and every one of you in your success and goodness in your spiritual practice of blessing. Remember, there is no right or wrong way to bless. It is the spirit, the energy of love and sincerity that is behind your words or gestures that are important. Blessing every person, thing, and situation can renew our perspective that life around us is filled with goodness and worthy of divine favor and protection. Also, it can unleash the tangible benefits of goodness day by day throughout our lives. Just imagine with me for a moment. If all people engaged in this practice of giving a sincere wish from the bottom of their hearts for all goodness, for all living things, our world would look much different than it does today. Everyone would have enough. Change would not punish or stigmatize anyone. Systems would be designed and intended to benefit all. Peace would reign. And in the words of Sharif Abdullah, founder and president of Commonwealth Institute, we would have created something powerful, a world that works for all. I acknowledge the Christ's presence in you and in you, and in you. And I honor that and see that presence blessing, and me too. And see that power and presence blessing us so that we too embody blessing our world. Namaste. Are you going to play some light music behind him? That'll be great.
I want everybody to know that Reverend and I did not coordinate this spiritually. I wasn't here last week. I didn't know what the topic was. I have a threefold sharing with you. First is symbiosis. Second is heaven farewell. And third is a circumstantial healing. If you don't know, I'm Dr. Michael Owen, Reverend Dr. Michael Owen. I am the president and senior minister of All Light Ministries, a healing ministry throughout the world and U.S. Now, it works better if you picture one. The ones I left at home that just happened to be in the car. Thank you, Spirit. Symbiosis, defined as an Oxford language, interaction between two different organisms living in close physical association, typically to the advantage of both. Now, as a clinical social worker or healthcare provider, the definition a symbiotic relationship between humans as one in which parties involved depend on each other for survival and emotional support. This describes Unity Christian Church of Memphis and Reverend Josette. This describes our relationship. Psychologically, this can manifest as a fear of separation. Let's get an example. Parent with a child. The child is going to school and going to stay for the first time. The child walks into the classroom and never looks back, and the parents are just and staggering. Now, anybody been there? Yep. And the children just like, would you get out of here? You're embarrassing. How many of you embarrass your children? In the service, the military individuals changing jobs or locations every 2 to 5 years. Each organization or large section battalion or division will have at least one hail and farewell per year. This is a social event, is for the servicemen and women leaving are bid Godspeed and wishes for success in their new assignment. The new arrivals are welcomed into the throne with an expectancy that they will be even better than the former service person that was in their previous job. Today, right now, is our hail and farewell. We are sad that Reverend Josette is leaving because of our symbiotic relationship with her. She has been there for all of us. But we can be happy that she is going to a great adventure. For heaven's sake, she drives a high-adventure off-road Jeep. What a great metaphor for the rest of her life. From what I hear, there's a new grandchild on the way. You're getting there. You're getting there. They don't call these gifts from God grandchildren for nothing. We can be ecstatic, overjoyed, and elated for her. This shifts the energy of her departure from fear-based sadness and tears to God's speed. Go in grace. Well wishes for her and this special assignment of holding this grandchild. Now I turn my attention to a circumstantial healing for Reverend Josette that I would ask, dear friend, and our congregation, because I'm a member here, and Karen and I had an experience together because she read this to me. You know, the girls are making sure you got all the dots and I's and put D's crossed and stuff. Circumstantial healing is one of the 6 healing opportunities as taught at All Light Ministries Healing Ministers Course. Circumstantial healing is where a shift happens through spiritual healing work that we're doing right now. The practitioner or the group creates vortices to bring people and events together. One of the new thought pillars is in the universe, and with new thought is that the universe continually aligns and realigns creative energy to meet our needs, attitudes, and requests. Healing through intellect, mental, thought, and heart-based feelings. She just talked about it. We didn't coordinate this. Can release bound-up energies that have contained or limited Unity Christian Church in Memphis, possibly, probably for years. We've got to do things differently. Reverend Josette made it a major part of her ministry that she would weave us together. Sir? Releases the old ways of thought and behavior and allows healing of relationship, greater creativity, more productive job, and circumstantial shifts our sadness to joy for Reverend Josette. We will mourn and grieve the absence of our dear friend and spiritual leader, but we will not become bogged down in a fear-based, symbiotic relationship expression, believing that we have lost, are lost, or without again. It is my belief that we are thankful for Reverend Josette's time with us and her work here at UNCC. We are going to take the tapestry that she created and clothe ourselves in her many lessons about life, and we are going to move forward. We, the congregation here in the Christian Church of Memphis, now affirm form of this circumstantial healing. Now, it is done. Thank you, God. We are setting our intention that Reverend Josette and myself to create the vortices on this property to bring people and events together that will move UCC forward into the future. We know from our former ministers and of late Reverend Josette's teachings that the universe is its unlimited supply continually aligns and realigns creative energy to meet our needs, aptitudes, and our requests. We don't request. We are the community. We now are moving forward. We are assured that the perfect and right individuals will manifest during UCC's transition, and the perfect and right individual will come to be our spiritual leader, so that UCC will grow into a higher expression, performing greater and bigger things. This Lord better, and so it is. Thank you, Lord.
We'll
to our songbird and songwriters. I think Pat wrote that. No? Okay. Well, she can't write like that. Unless they can put the score on the music like that. Thank you, guys. Time has come now for the blessing of our tithes and offering. We ask the ushers to come forward. Inside your program, you're going to find two envelopes. Small envelope is for your regular tithes and offering. Then you have a large envelope, it's our tithe plus 10. And that's used to maintain the church. So we ask that you contribute to that fund and your heart desire. So let us say our offertory prayer together. Divine love. Through me, blesses and multiplies all the good I am and have, and all the good I give and receive, and so it is. And to our online viewers, if you're enjoying the experience, in Community Christian Church on Sunday, we ask that you come join us in person. There's nothing like the camaraderie of really being in close contact with people, getting to feel things now, rather than just seeing them on the screen. Our announcements. Remember that the healing service is canceled. That's a reminder, so that you keep that in mind when you start your planning. Immediately after this service, we're going to have a reception, so join the Board of Trustees today, and we're going to celebrate the parting of Reverend Jackson. We want you all to join us to bid her fantastic journey on her new adventures. So please join us after service, immediately after service. If you talk for 20 minutes to somebody, you might not need to. We're excited to have two special speakers for our release and renewal program next Sunday, July 30th. Reverend Dr. Lester Snell from Houston, Texas, the son of Lester and Patricia Snell. Yeah. Mama's been grinning for 3 weeks. And we also going to have our very own James Memphis Powell, owner of I Am Press, a local publishing company. He will present talks around our annual theme. So be there, be in 2003. So we look forward to seeing you guys next Sunday. A meet and greet at Benny Gale's Treasure Bookstore will also take place following the service next Sunday. So come and meet some of the authors of the books you've been reading. And it's always funny to meet authors of books because you have this image in your head of what they're going to be like. And they come across and just so familiar and laid back and unassuming. And you just, it's always a surprise. You should have received your New Year's Eve letters by now. If you haven't received it, they're on the way to mail. So I got mine, I think, on Thursday. So everybody should have theirs coming if it's not already there. And Reverend Josette has a special announcement.
So I'm not going to hang at the door at the end. I'm going to activity lane, and I invite you into the activity lane because I have a personal blessing and gift for each one of you. Now, there's a lot more people here than I anticipated and used to seeing, but that's wonderful. And so it's on a first come, first served basis. And I'll tell you what they are, is because I made a special trip up to Jones Orchard in Millington, and I brought back some of their peaches for you. Now, they may be just a little beat up. They may not look as pretty as you would find in the store, but they are delicious once they ripen. Not all of them are ripe, okay? And enjoy them. It's always my pleasure to buy things locally, and I think it's much better. I'm gonna put my 2 cents worth in, and it's much better when we can eat from a local source. So please. All right, so let's end this service.